you know, my lifestyle doesn't change because I make, you know, $25,000 in a month, or if I make $8,000 in a month. My lifestyle is exactly the same. It doesn't move me or change anything. It's just 25,000. I can put more up. All right, y'all. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and I gotta say, after yesterday and digging the holes and stuff, I don't feel bad at all. Some of the back problems might be because I'm sitting on these machines. Like as some of you guys have pointed out in the comments, you know, I might be sitting on these machines too much, man. I mean, I guess there's especially for that nerve that one of the guys was talking about, and that's what the doctor diagnosed it was, that nerve at the bottom of your back. And of course he told me, you know, take it easy, but it's the kind of, I mean, that kind of pain is I've never had anything like that before, and it kind of tricks you because you think that it's something else or whatever, and it's super painful. I mean, to move, and it's a steady throb. It ain't like a skeletal thing. It's like picture a hardcore cramp, and then it not going away no matter what you do. You know, usually when you get a cramp, you know, you feel the cramp and you want to, you know, you try to work it out or whatever, stretch it one way or another. That nerve, maybe I'll put whatever the name of it is. I can't remember the name. I got a lot of other stuff to remember. That's not one of them. So I thought that, you know, my wife is the same way. You know, she thought that after I, you know, was working yesterday and I had, you know, I dug those holes and all, that I might screw my back up again. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I'm not even really sore. You got to work your muscles in order for them to stay healthy. So I'm not working today, and by design, I'm not, you know, trying to. This week, you know, I did about $3,000. You know, I mean, I can live on that. I can live on $3 grand a week, y'all. I don't know about everybody else, but I can. I know there's people that make $30,000 a week, but, you know, at least that's what they say. Of course, they don't have a video camera, or they don't do videos, or they don't, you know, well, they're typing that. They're not, they're just typing that. They're not actually living it. I'm showing you, you know, 100 out here, you know. But I'm glad to get done with that job. And it did pay a lot better than I thought it was going to pay. But the channel is really about the thinking process going into some of these jobs, and why I did this and why I didn't do that and all that. And of course, like I always say, I'm learning how to, you know, make sure. And when you think back on, you know, if you go on, I mean, if you got to think a little bit deeper than what you might think on some of the other jobs that I may do when you're doing stuff like, you know, pulling those bushes out. Because, you know, most people are not going to want you to pull their bushes out unless you put something back there. Now, some people, you know, will do that themselves, but a lot of people that's going to hire you to pull the bushes out, they're going to want your insight and your thinking on what to put there. You got to put something there, right? So, and I haven't done a whole, I mean, I've done just a handful of bush pulling jobs. You know, most of them are just pull the bushes and you're done. I never go back and plant new bushes and none of that. But there's a lot of money in that. I know Randall over there at Elite does a lot of that. There's a lot of good money in it. And I'm not opposed to, you know, getting into some of that as long as I got labor. I mean, I got an auger. I mean, I can buy I can buy a big bit. I could actually, do a lot, but I gotta have labor. I'm not going, I'm not 30 anymore, so, but I'll do what I gotta do for the business to make a profit, and also do what I gotta do to learn what not to do on the next one, and all that. But getting on up to 3K on that job was well worth it to me. 2 days, 3K, I can live with that, and with the minimal expenses I had. So, I mean, I only had to pay, I only had like, just the normal expenses, $500 or $600 in miscellaneous whatever. Yeah. So between this job right here and the last job I did, 28 and 3, it's $5,500 in the last 3 weeks. And we had snow and ice, and I know it's no money to some people because, well, they can be whatever they want to be, in the YouTube comments. But I'm a realist, and I'm really out here, and I'm really, I'm live, right? So it's not something that I'm just saying, I'm showing. So thinking behind some of this stuff that when we're in the winter. So one of the things I want to do is, well, there's a lot of things that you got to think about. So for most of my bills hit between the 5th and the 20th, that window right there. Truck payment, Kubota payment, house payment, building payment, all that stuff hits between like the 5th and the 15th. So what I do is I just load up my account, my bill account, and once we get past the 15th, what I do is I start moving money over into the account that well, I save money in. Money will go into that, so I'll start moving money over into that account once I get past the 15th. So from the 15th to say the 28th or so, that's really all about stacking. If I have a debit card for whatever account, those are the accounts that I don't keep no big money in. I keep my big money in, more accounts that's a little bit harder for me to get the money out of. I mean, I can go to the bank and get the money if I want to, and I can go online and I can transfer funds. But the trick to everything is to, this time of year especially, because in the summertime you're moving all the time, and it's costing something all the time. Your fuel for the mowers, trailer tires, labor, and it's a daily freaking train. And if you don't watch out, you'll get run over by it, especially if you're not acutely aware of the timing of when your bills come out. So then like right now, I know I'm not going to really move a lot of money out of my bill paying account to my savings account. I'm not going to do that. But once I put it in a savings account, I try not to touch it, and I really try that. And of course, you have to have a business account to fluid cash flow and be able to buy things for the business and all, and I got all that. But once I see that I'm not going to need said money for my day-to-day running, then I move it out of the account that's got a card where I can swipe it easy. Then I'll move it into that savings account, and then it'll sit there, and then just in case, I can get it pretty easy. I just don't have a debit card for it, but I can go online and transfer funds and all that. So that's just how I play games with myself about the money, so I don't get all caught up in, well, I check and balance myself, if you will. You know, there's checks and balances to everything that you do, and you got to know your own personality and your own makeup to be able to do that and not touch the money. Of course, you don't want to set yourself up for failure either. You don't want to take too much money out of your account. Then when the bills start hitting, you can't cover, and you got to scramble to move money back in there and all that. You got to be planning. And what that does, that keeps me in the loop on what I'm spending, what I'm making, and you know, and the timing of everything, I guess. So yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, if you can do 6,000, you know, for me, I'm just talking about for me, business, personal, and all. If I could do $6,000 or $7,000 a month solo, I can live on that. And so that should tell you how my business, that's business, personal, truck, gas, that's everything. I said everything. So that should tell you that in the summertime, though it's costing more to run, you're making more. But it seems to just be ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. So that's why you got to stay with it, stay with it. So if I can make a profit at $6,000 a night, I mean, I'm good with, I mean, I can do good on $6,000 a month all through the winter. And I could do it through the summer too if I didn't have you know, expenses, you know, labor and everything. But you want to try to make more than that in the summertime, which that's the bread and butter. I always make more than $6,000 a month in the summertime. But in the wintertime, for those 3 or 4 months, if I can do $6,000 or $7,000, $8,000, or even $5,000, and I do that consistently every month, and I don't have any major, you know, issues as far as down and all that, I can live good on that, man. You know, because it doesn't, you know, my lifestyle doesn't change because I make, you know, $25,000 in a month, or if I make $8,000 in a month. My lifestyle is exactly the same. It doesn't move me or change anything. It's just $25,000. I can put more up. $5,000. I got to be a little more, you know, 6,000, whatever. I got to be a little bit more, you know, critical thinking as far as, okay, I want to make sure, because I don't leave a lot of money in the bank accounts. I just don't. Too many ways for people to get my money. And you know, they're gonna cap out on any of my bank accounts. They're gonna cap out. Because any account, I mean, any account could probably get, you know, robbed, I guess. But if you don't have a debit card and you don't have checks on said account, you've increased your likelihood that you won't get compromised. And so yeah. So I got, it's always something, right? So I got a customer, and y'all been over there 100 times, and she's older, she's good people, and they got a bunch of azaleas behind their house, all growing. I mean, it's just, and she was wanting me to cut them and all that, and I told her, I said, I'm not interested in doing none of that, because it was bad, you know, back. So I said, I'll pull them all out for $700. That's what I told her. And she's like, whoa, you know, she don't really have a lot of money. And so she called me the other day, and she said, Ray, is there any way that you could come and pull the azaleas out, just get them out and put them in the woods for $500? You know, so what do you, I mean, you know, she's like 90 years old, man. You know, and she spins. She's not, you know, tripping or nothing. She spins. So I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna ride over there and look at it so I kind of know what I need to, you know, bring or whatever. It's wet. I can't really do anything else. So, you know, I don't know, man. I'm just, I mean, I can do it for $500, but I won't be able to have no labor or nothing. There ain't no way. But you're probably talking about, you know, 3 hours over there or something like that. It's not far from where I was at yesterday. And again, if you didn't own, if I didn't own the skid steer, then that would be an impossible job. And see, it would take more than $500 to rent the equipment. So there's that too. I don't know, man. So I'll probably end up doing that job one day next week. Just go over there solo, and you know, but I want to, you know, temper expectations. Okay, y'all. So I'm over here in the backyard over here. This is right here was one of the first jobs I did with the man lift. I trimmed all these big oak trees back, and they were all the way down touching the ground. So. Man, this is a lot. The machine can do it pretty fast though. So let's make sure that we get a good bead on what it is. So yeah, all of this gone, man. Wow, it's a lot, dude. How thick it is, man. You know, I mean, if they had more money, I would definitely. You can't hardly even touch this for $500. Look, and you got the rock edge on there too. It's got to come up. So that's labor right there. See, I'm not gonna want to hand pick up all of them and stay at the 500. But y'all see how big it is. They wanted me to, you know, back during the summer, they wanted me to cut it back. And I told her, no, I wasn't interested in that. I said, for $700, I'll pull it out. That's what I told her. She told her husband, oh, no. Well, here we are. We're going to do it anyway. But now they come back with 5. Do I need to go back to 7? They ain't got no money, y'all. And I got a little more time than, I mean, can I make money I mean, look, see that in there? There's a fountain in there, a bunch of big vines. You got saplings growing all in here. I mean, dude, it's pretty bad. And I don't think that this is included. I'm just thinking this. Look, there's a tree stump in there. See? I would have never even known that. No, man, I don't even think I can do it for 5, man. I mean, dude. That's a pretty big stump. Wow. Oh, what is that stuff? Yeah. There's not going to be a lot of stuff in here with that stump like that. They ain't putting no water lines or nothing in there for sure. I didn't see during the summer, you can't even see in there. So my thinking is from the corner of the deck, all this, and I don't really see anything in here that's other than the big ass stump. But she said she want to put grass in here. Well, to put grass in here, you're going to get rid of the stump. So yeah, man, that's ugly.
All right, y'all, so just another job to look at. We'll probably end up doing this one though, because maybe I can do some other stuff around here to get her on up to about 800 or 900 where it's worthy. Otherwise, I'm not going to want to, I'm not going to want to get off the machine and load up every rock. I mean, to stay at 500 or to actually do this for 500, I can't get off the machine at all. The machine can't be here no more than about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. So, back in the day, I've done a lot of jobs like this without any equipment and probably made less than $500. So, of course, it was a long time ago. The good thing about equipment is you can charge more money and you don't have to work as hard. So it's like you're burning the candle from both ends. But I'm gonna see if she's got time to come out here. I'd like to kind of talk to her before I leave. And yeah, so I'm just gonna hold the camera right here as we go across the back. So if she decides she wants to, if I for 500, we were just going from here to the deck. But see, if I'm her, I'm pulling everything. I want everything going. So I need to get on up to about 8 or 9. The stump, gotta go. I pull all this crap out, everything. I pull this out. I pull everything out. All this. I pull this. Y'all see, all that stuff's pretty big, man. I mean, what's the point in doing all that over there if you're not going to do this? So, yeah. All right, y'all.
Okay, y'all. So, I met with her. I talked to her, and I'm going to do things. I'm going to do the job over here, but we're at $1,000. So, I'm just going to come over here, and I got the exact scope of the $1,000, what to do. So, like I showed y'all, there is that big stump in there and all that. So she did not even realize there was a stump in there until me and her were looking at it. And that's when I told her, yeah, there's no way I could do, and she wants all the bushes gone. I said, oh yeah, there's no way that I can do it for $500. There ain't no way. And I know that at 1,000, I'm still only probably going to profit probably $600 or so. But I won't be over there no more than about 3 or 4 hours. I can live with that. It's not a full day job by no means. But I will, the $1,000 is going to put a guy on the ground out there, and I'll give him like $150 or something. That's the thinking. So, yeah. So, I will have, I'll be doing that job one day next week. I ain't sure what day or nothing, but I can come any day. It doesn't matter to her. She just wants to be there, so I want to make sure that she's there. And in that back bed, she says there's nothing back there to hit. And I kind of know that because of the big stump back there. Because you're not gonna, that was a big tree right there. And I can't believe they built that house up around that big tree like that. She said that was one of the first trees they had removed. So there ain't no water line or nothing back there. All the utilities are coming around the other side. So, though I will act like there is, just. It's good seeing her though. I haven't seen her in a few months. She's good people, man. I really like her. And when I told her $1,000, she's like, whoa. And I'm like, well, and I told her why. And I'm not gonna let the customers deter me from that. I know $1,000 is cheap, for what I bring to the table. I know that for that particular job. And if it were anybody else, I'd be at $1,500, and that's how I would be. Now, I don't have to plant nothing back in this one, so that's something that I learned on the last one too. Don't make sure that you're not signing up to, yeah. This is to pull everything out and get the rock up, and get the stump down, and get everything to the woods behind the fence. So I can't think of anything I didn't tell her that we didn't talk about as far as impact on ground and the possibilities of everything. So yeah, you know. So it won't be like that other job where where there's some unknowns. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes best I can in a timely freaking fashion for sure. But I feel pretty good about it. I mean, you know, I know it's cheaper than what, you know, but at the end of the day, when you own the machine like I know, like I do, you don't really, I mean, you can make money. I mean, you know, I could go over there and do it for $500, and I mean, I ain't gonna miss a meal. You know, I'm not gonna do that because that undervalues, you know, everything. But I'll do it for $1,000, and I got exactly what to do for the $1,000. There's nothing left to think about. Just about now, on this end, me putting the right equipment on the trailer to get over there. And I mean, could you imagine if I went over there with a brush cutter, the house wasn't right there, and I got $1,000 to just to get rid of all that stuff? Yeah. The stump alone is so big and so close to the house, I'd be at $250, $300 just to do the stump. And that's how I factored in. Okay, if she's thinking 500, that's no way that would include the stump. And if I can't get the stump out of there, I don't really even want to do the job. The stump's got to go, so I can run the bucket in there and do a better job. You can't do anything with big stumps like that in the way. And then moving forward, all she wants to do is just throw some grass seed in there. And she said we'll do all that later. I'm not worried about no bushes. I just want to get these out, root and all, and, you know, kind of get it graded and all that, you know, smooth out to a certain degree. So I'll do that. Basically, want to be able to put a lawnmower in it. That's basically what we want to do. So maybe on that job, maybe Trevor can come to the house and we can go over there and he can follow me in the other truck and he can pull the lawnmower. If he can pull a lawnmower over there, then I'm go. Because, yeah. That's where I'm at, y'all. Oh, y'all, I'm pulling back up to the his old man. I'll kick it.